everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make chicken a la king. And I had to find a recipe that didn't have mushrooms in it. So if this doesn't sound like one that you've had before, that's probably why I'm having to, you know, not make mushroom gravy type chicken a la king. It's just kind of a little bit different type. I went ahead and done a lot of prep work, but we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. You need to melt a stick of butter and add some chopped celery and onion. And you need to cook these in the butter until they're tender. So this is tender. I'm going to just take it off the burner just real quick. And I'm going to show you, you need to take some all-purpose flour, some salt and pepper, some paprika and garlic powder. And we're going to sprinkle that all over everything after I make a mess. And we're going to give this a second to cook, because now we have to make our gravy base. Okay, now I'm going to add my chicken broth, and I'm going to do it just a little bit at a time. And it'll probably be best to have a fork or a whisk. I use a whisk, but you could possibly get by with a fork. And as soon as it seems like that's absorbed, you need to add a little bit more chicken broth. I've got about 2.5 cups here, but I think I did just a little bit more, just in case. Now, the recipe calls for peas and carrots, and I have peas and carrots, but I like to save those. If I can get out of using them, I will do that, because I like to save those. They're so hard to come by here in my area. But frozen peas are not. And I had a bag of those that I needed to get rid of. So this is just going to have some frozen peas in it. So I'm going to go ahead and add those. I'm going to go ahead and add my half and half as well. And I'm going to stir all this up. So just keep stirring. Bring this to a simmer. Only about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. And you only need about 2 cups worth. And that's it. But we got to get our peas heated up, so we got to let it simmer for a little while longer. Basically, it is a chicken pot pie filling, basically. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. Like I said before, you can use peas and carrots. You do not have to use peas. I just did that because I was trying to get rid of some that I had in the freezer. And I made my own biscuits, but you don't have to do that either. It's just another way to save money, but to save time, you can also get the canned biscuits and use those. I would use the Grand's biscuits, though, the bigger biscuits. But it was real simple and easy, and I used everything out of the pantry. We're going to make Sloppy Joe mac and cheese. I've already browned some ground beef and an onion that I chopped. I've already drained it, and now I'm going to add some garlic powder. You could add minced garlic at this point and just kind of let it cook for just a couple of minutes, literally 2 minutes. Or you could just go with the powder, it's fine. Okay, that onion wants to stick. Now, to this pan, you're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You're going to add 2 cups of crushed tomatoes, and I'm going to measure this out and make sure that we just have 2 cups. Okay, that's 1. I don't want to overdo it on that. All right, that was 2 cups worth of crushed tomatoes. We are going to need 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1 and 2. You want to put a little bit of salt in there and some pepper. And we're going to need 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Let me dry that off real quick. 1 and 2. Mix all that up.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the.
So now it's time for the next step, which is to add the elbow macaroni. I went by the recipe and made a pound of elbow macaroni. So you just make it according to the package directions. I had already drained it before I added it. So we'll put this in here. I really feel like 16 ounces is too much, but I went ahead and followed the directions. So, all right. So instead of cheddar cheese or American cheese, you're going to put in mozzarella cheese. So I've still got this warming on the burner. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and stir in. You need two cups of shredded mozzarella. But you need to divide it. And you're going to stir in 1 cup. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I did not have any more shredded, but I did have sliced. So I tried to chop it up as small as I could. And I'm going to melt that on top. And I'm going to put my lid back on here and I'm just going to let it melt. If it doesn't, because it isn't shredded, you know, it's going to take it a little bit longer to melt. You can put it under the broiler, low broil, for just a few minutes, long enough for it to melt. But that's basically the entire recipe. I will be right back and show you what it looks like as soon as this top melts. Okay, y'all, so I ended up having to put it under the broiler because that cheese was just too thick, even though I cut it small. But it still did fine. I just kept an eye on it so it didn't burn. And this is the finished product. It looks promising. It definitely looks like it's going to feed a lot more than 4 people. But here it is. And it's real easy and simple. I had everything for this in the pantry. Didn't need to go run and get anything. Okay, y'all, if you want to see more content like you've seen today, please make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.